All right, everybody. This is Dritso4 once again coming at you with another deck profile. Um, the name isn't original. I try to make mine as original as possible. Today, I'm coming at you with my what the hell? I'm coming at you with my empty jar OTK. It's pretty much a fun deck. I don't think it would be showing up in regionals. If it does, you gotta be big on faith because it's not that great, but it is fun. It's pretty simple. I mean, you get Morphin Jar in the hand, the game is over. You pull Morphin Jar, just tell them to scoop. I mean, I haven't lost yet once I pull my Morphin Jar, so let's get right into it. All right, baby? Get that right there. All right, first you got the grandfather deck. You got your Morphin Jar. Like I said, once you get this card, game's over. If you can get this card and flip it in the same turn that you said it, there's no way they can counter it unless they run the effect veiler, but we can still stop there too. Uh, Pretty much the whole point of the deck is, deck your opponent out as quick as possible while renewing your hand to add new stuff to it, give you more options. So, of course, we're going to run one Morphin Jar. I put in two Needleworms. Morphin Jar is the big guy of the deck, but the two Needleworms, just in case you're running low on your deck and your opponent still might have a few more cards than you. I use Needleworm effect because it only works against your opponent, which is pretty cool. I'll Book Moon and Sucker again, do it again. So it's pretty much 10 off the top of theirs, or however many you can get off. If I don't get my Morphin Jar and I get this guy, even if I don't win with him, I at least 15 cards per Needleworm. So that's almost a third of the deck. One Sangan, one Deep Diver. You all know what Sangan does. He's old as dirt. He dies anytime he's sent to the graveyard from the field. Add a monster to your hand. 1,500 attack or less. Awesome. Anything in this deck can go into the hand from this guy. Plus, I don't run many monsters. Deep Sea Diver. I was running Giant Rat, but there came times when my opponent would be able to attack more than once, and the Giant Rat would put the Morphin Jar on the field, but I couldn't protect it. So at least with the Deep Sea Diver, if it does die, I can put the monster on top, the Morphin Jar on top of the deck, and it'll be saved. I'll take a little life point hit, but like I said, once I get Morphin Jar in the hand, the game's over. So that's why I run that.
Damn nerf herders.
Damn nerf herders. The nuts and bolts of the deck. You got your AD changes. This card is damn awesome. I mean, I can't think of a better card to put in this kind of deck. You can discard one of these off for any of the magic cards anyway, or get it out of the hand with the Morphin Jar. It's awesome. Once he's in the graveyard, you set that Morphin Jar, remove him, flip Morphin Jar. That's game right there. There's no way to stop it. I run 3. I have enough cards in here to put the monster's face down. This is good to put in the face up. They can be brought out with the Sangan. Of course, I probably wouldn't use them if I just wanted to discard them. But this little bad boy right here is a game winner in itself. Works great in a lot of decks, I've come to find out, and I'll probably show you guys in the future. That's all for the monsters. Now the magics. We got 1, 2, 3 upstart goblins. Draw a card, give your opponent 1,000 life points. Who cares? They're not going to attack. You're not attacking. They can have all the life points they want. They won't get another turn that duel. So I run 3 of these. Helps you go through the deck pretty fast. I got 3 Dark World Dealings. This bad boy. Good. Draw a card, discard. I usually play Dark World Dealings. Draw a card, discard one of my AD changes. Gets it in the graveyard to set up the mayhem. You probably don't have to run 3. I'm running 3 right now because I like the draw power. I love to draw cards. Simple, just as it says. 3 Book of Moons. Now, no deck is good without Book of Moons these days. This deck is no exception. This deck especially needs Book of Moons. Of course, that's the whole point of the flip effects. Pretty much, you AD changer or Book of Tayu, your monster, and then you book it again. Start all over again. Or, if you're in a pinch, it's very defensive. We got 3 Book of Eclipse. Same thing as Book of Moon, except it works for the whole field, including your opponents. But of course, they won't be getting a turn, so let's hope they don't have a monster. If they do, it doesn't matter. I like to use these, especially when I have a Needleworm and a Morphin Jar in the field. I book them both. I'll book a Tayu one or both of them. 80 change of both of them. That's 10. That's 10 off the deck pretty much. They got to draw 5 and discard 5. So it's great. These guys are awesome, and they're also good in the pinch for defense, especially when your opponent's trying to swarm. 3 Book of Tayus. Simple what they say. 1 monster that's face down, flipping the face up attack mode. You can check any rulings. When they are flipped up, they do get their effects. So it's all legal there. put it face down, flip it up with this, start the mayhem. Shallow grave, just in case my morphin jar hits the graveyard, or just in case I want to put a needed worm on the field with my morphin jar. This is the card to use. Of course, your opponent has to have a monster in the graveyard for you to activate it, but it doesn't really matter. And even if they does, they're not getting a turn anyway. So that monster will pretty much be non-existent. It'll be face down for nothing.
He's lying.
Bastard. I run 3 hand destructions. I want to run 2. I just don't know what I want to take out for one of them. They're pretty good. Of course, your opponent has to get through the hand, and you get through the hand. And of course, I can discard my 80 changes or anything else that I pull that I don't need at that moment, or probably won't need. So, like I said, 3 right now is what I'm running. So far, they work pretty good. I don't like pulling multiples in the same hand, though, just in case I might need something. Or I'll just 8 out hand destruction and throw one off for the cost. But 2 is good enough. I run 3 at the moment so I can find out what I want to put in. That'd be a little bit more fun and good for the deck. But they pretty much they make your opponent get through, and they help you add other cards to your hand. 2 magical stone activation. And 1 spell reproduction. They pretty much have the same effect. This one right here, you discard any 2 cards, add a spell card from the graveyard to the hand. The spell reproduction, you have to discard 2 magic cards. Like, that'll be a problem. It's like 35 magic cards in the deck. Add any magic card back to the hand. That's your Book of Moon, your Book of Taiyu, your Dark World Dealings, your Upstart Goblin. Anything you think you might need at that point, you put that back in the hand. That's 3 to 4. 3 Feather of the Phoenix. I like to combo these with my Dark World Dealings or my Upstart Goblin. I'll discard an 80, change it to put like a Book of Taiyu, a Book of Moon, Book of Eclipse on top of the deck. And then I'll Upstart Goblin and our Dark World Dealing. Bam, I get to draw that same card, play it again, keep the turn going, keep the fun going. I run 3. Probably going to drop this down to 2 as well as soon as I decide what I'm going to take one out for. But right now, 3 works just as fine as the 3 hand destruction, so I'm going to keep it this way. Monster Reborn, just in case, I have a needleworm or morphin jar that hits the graveyard without my control, even with my control. Monster Reborn it, book it, 80 changer it, Book of Taiyu it, get it started going. Sometimes I like to do that with the Foolish Bear. I'll Foolish Bear an 80 changer, 9 times out of 10, because I'll have the monster. Or I'll Foolish Bear my needleworm or my morphin jar, so I can Monster Reborn it, and I can Book of Moon it. Bam, put it face down. 80 changer, Book of Taiyu, game starts. There's the fun. Magical Mallet, just in case, reload just isn't worth it. So Magical Mallet's prettier. Plus, you choose, what you want to put back in the deck, how many cards you want to draw with that. Just good. I usually don't need it, but just in case I do, it's always good to have an insurance policy. So this little guy works. Just at 1. 1 Cup of Ace. You can't go wrong with this deck if your opponent's not going to get a turn. Either you draw 2 cards, which is more cards to add to the field, or they draw 2 cards, which shortens out their deck. You can't go wrong with the Cup of Ace. I only run 1 though. I don't think I need to pull 2 of them just in case your opponent gets to draw all their cards and you're in a pinch and you don't want to play Cup of Ace twice and they get 4 cards and you get nothing. You're screwed. But it's good at 1 and it's fun. Plus nobody uses it. Card destruction. There's no mill deck without a card destruction in it. This is pretty much a morphin jar in itself. It's a one-time only morphin jar. It's a morphin jar in itself. You use that, get a new hand. Most likely you're going to pull a monster, if not the morphin jar. There you go. Last but not least, I like to use a monster reincarnation. Play this, discard one of my 80 changes just in case I do have my morphing jar or a needleworm in the graveyard. 9 times out of 10, I don't need this, so I'll probably just send it off with, for the magical stone excavation or the spell reproduction, or probably a feather of the fiends or a hand destruction. But it's good to have just in case that monster's in that graveyard and you need to get it back. I only run 1 of these because, like I said, if you get the morphing jar, they're not getting a turn. Nothing hits the graveyard that you don't want to hit the graveyard. So that's how it works for me. Alright, everybody, that's it for the deck. You can see it's pretty simple. The deck is very cheap to build. Even a beginner can play this deck. I wouldn't suggest you play it if you're not good with combos and good with thinking ahead. It's like chess. This 1 turn can last forever. It should last forever until the game's over. So you got to know what you're doing. You already know how it is, subscribe, comment, let me know any changes you think should be made to the deck. Let me know what you think of the deck. I'm always up for positive feedback or negative, It's not disrespectful because I see that a lot of YouTubers like to beef. I don't know how that works. But anyway, this is Dre04. Once again, coming at you with a deck profile. And I guess I'm about to get murdered, but, because they say the black people die first anyway. Like I said, it's Drisso 4. This is my empty jar OTK. As I said, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not a game, it's a movement. Peace.
What's that?